Hello, my name's Marty Marr. Welcome to our summer report. Well, it's a really interesting time in real estate. There's a fair bit going on, and it's always interesting to see what's selling and what's not selling, and why it's selling, and what's generally going on in the market. So let's try and demystify all of that. In the first instance, let's take a high-level approach. If we look about the highs and lows of the market, we can see that the low of the market was probably around the federal election, just before the first two interest rate cuts. Since that time, we've seen increase in inquiries and sales right through the year, but it's been interesting because it's been segmented. When markets recover, they tend to fill in from the bottom up, firstly through affordability and then through confidence as it builds. So for the first part of the year after May, we were really just selling properties below the 1.5 million mark, and most of the turnover generally was in that space. But as the year went on, we saw a string of sales between 2 and 2.5 million, but not much above that, which is an interesting point in itself. When we look at the transaction numbers from last year to this year, they actually aren't dramatically different, but the amount of people that have actually started their search since the federal election, which regards the bottom of the market, has definitely increased. And we've seen that week on week. And that's pretty much dictating what is selling. What's selling is people are looking for permanent homes more than holiday houses. So it's been a differentiation in the market as to the quality of the homes they're looking at, and they're either planning to move straight into them or they're planning to move into them down the track, and they're just all planning for the future. The most interesting aspect is very few of them are borrowing. Most of them are actually just asset swapping from their primary residence to here, or they're planning to do that in the future. This is actually a change from the traditional coastal demographic, which have mainly been lifestyle buyers or holiday house buyers. But now the baby boomers, which have been the traditional demographic for us on the coast here, are now at an age where they want to asset swap from Melbourne and their permanent home to the coast. And that's certainly been the main demographic we've been dealing with through 2025. Because of this, there's been a bit of a segregation as to what's been selling or what's not been selling. So the high quality homes that could be used for a permanent home have been selling more readily than the traditional beach house standard home. So the properties that are in the range, so the 1.3 to 1.9 range, but of a beach house standard, have been taking a bit longer to sell, whereas those that could be a permanent home have been much more highly pursued. The other sector of the market that has been struggling a bit is the higher end beach houses. So this is their beach houses because they're in the spot, a great spot, or they're a classic beach house design, and there might be a good stand but at a higher price point. They've been struggling a little bit just because of their outgoings, which is associated with land tax, and no one will be surprised by that. Overall, the mood's been much better in 2025 than it was the previous year. However, interest rates look like they've stabilised, and people who are borrowing significantly will certainly be watching this space. We see this future segregation of people looking for permanent homes as opposed to classic holiday houses probably continuing. And the people who want to move here and asset swapping to move here, they're moving because, one, they love the place, two, it's much less busier than Melbourne, for instance, and also as it's increasingly appearing much safer. So I hope you found this Great Ocean Report informative. If we can be of assistance in any real estate matter, feel free to reach out on the following numbers. We'd love to help you.